What is up, guys and girls? This is IDrewMan. Welcome to my Part 5 walkthrough. In the last episode, I defeated the Taurus Demon, gave some tips and tricks about that, and in this episode, we'll be getting pretty much all the way through the Upper Undead Burg area. So right here, if you notice, this is directly after the Taurus Demon boss fight. This bridge is booby-trapped. Make sure to take about 2 steps on that. You can see the dragon fly overhead. If you dawdle on that bridge, then it'll breathe fire down and do a lot of damage to you. Down here is the favorite NPC of the game called Solaire. You just talk to him. He talks about how he came to the land of Lordran in an effort to find his own son. I don't know if it's like a literal son or whatnot, but he has some pretty good dialogue. If you keep talking to him, when you're finished talking to him, if you just keep talking to him, he will give you the white sign soapstone. If you notice right here, I'm talking to him again. And right here, you say yes, he gives you the white sign soapstone after you say yes again, right there. What that does is you can use that to be summoned into someone else's world to fight a boss. Like you just set it down and a real person can summon you to help fight a boss for them. And you will get humanity and souls for that. This door right here is locked. You get a key later in Undead Burg to get down there, and that leads to later in the game. Right here, that is the Hellkite Dragon. Yes, he does come back in the game. If you go down this way I'm showing right now, you can open actually a shortcut right here that leads to the bonfire right before the Taurus Demon. I believe, yeah, I decided to rest at it so I could level up. The Hellkite Dragon, he won't breathe fire at you unless you are like halfway through the bridge. So just make sure not to go too far through the bridge when you're coming down. You can also farm for souls. It's not too good, but I mean, when I started playing, if you use this bonfire, it responds to the enemies, and you stand back on the bridge, and then run down real quick, and he'll breathe fire and kill all the hollows, and you'll get about like 500 something souls. It's not too much, but I mean, if you just keep doing that, I mean, it can get pretty large after a while. So, just an idea. There's actually 2 ways to get past this. I show both of them. The first one, you have to really quickly cross the bridge before the fire gets you, and then you just chill right here, and then you wait, and wait, and wait, pointing at the dragon, and you have to wait. It takes a while, but finally the dragon will just kind of get pissed off at you and jump onto the bridge. As soon as it starts flying up, you have to run underneath its legs real quick and make it to this next bonfire, which is ridiculously close to the last one, but it's incredibly useful. So it's also near a covenant, which I will show later. You just rest at the bonfire. The dragon will fly away. To get him to come back, just run to the other end of the bridge, and he'll breathe fire on the bridge again. So yeah, right over here I show, this is the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant. You have to have 25 faith to get into it. Once you get into it, you will get the lightning spear, just basic lightning spear. And there's some other perks to that, but I'm just kind of pressing on. Right here, there's some hollow guys, just killing them. Want to beware the archers. And the dragon, if you notice, he hasn't come back, because he doesn't come back unless you go back to the other end of the bridge. So just picking off these archer guys. And after you beat the Taurus Demon, you'll notice that the enemies have a little bit more HP and will do a little bit more damage. That is because, well, you're getting farther in the game, so the enemies just get harder. So you can't even upgrade your weapons at this point unless you go all the way back to Firelink Shrine to the blacksmith I showed in Part 1. So if you want to see that, just check out Part 1. It shows where the blacksmith is, but at this point, I don't really recommend going back that far, because you're also getting fairly close to the next blacksmith. And at this point, I was trying not to trigger the dragon, because it's getting pretty close to him coming back. I was trying to kill this guy real quick before the dragon came back. I decided to parry him. I didn't want to risk going any farther down the bridge, so just killing him real quick. And then I show the other way past the bridge if that way doesn't suit you. And right here, I forgot, I made the dragon fly away, but if you do not let the dragon fly away, there's a neat little trick you can do. If you have a longbow and some arrows, I show a little spot where you can stand. Stand right about here. You pull out that bow, and the dragon's tail will be about where my head is now, but it'll be closer to that wall. So it'll be about right there. You shoot the dragon's tail 10 to 15 times, depending what your dexterity is and what kind of arrows you have. The dragon's tail will actually break, and you'll instantly get to the Drake Sword. That is a fantastic weapon for new players. It will carry you through the game pretty far, actually. And yeah, so it's a really good weapon for novices. It requires, I believe, 20 strength to wield. You want to be careful of these rats. I forgot to mention in my previous video that these guys actually cause poison damage, whether or not you have your shield up. So you just want to be careful of that, like right there. The reason I didn't get a little poison buildup was because I'm wielding the spider shield, which is a pretty unique shield. That what it does is when you are blocking with it, it reduces toxin and poison buildup. So that's just with my shield. If you're using another shield, then you'll get a little bleeding buildup. And this leads back to the bonfire I just showed. You can't access it because you have to raise the drawbridge. Yeah, raise the little drawbridge from the other side. So, yeah. So, killing these hollow and pressing on through Undeadburg. And I actually passed a little hallway. I'm not totally sure if I show it or not. Yeah, right here. Up these stairs leads to a pretty challenging Black Knight. He has a great sword, and it's pretty much one hit kill if he hits you. I decided not to deal with him right now. Just you can kill him if you want. There's really nothing of use up there except for him. You can kill him for his souls, or you can just kill him for the fun of it. If you kill him, he does not respawn when you go to bonfires or die. So you can kill him if you want to, but I decided not to because I didn't really see the need to. Right here, if you go too far out into this area right here, if you notice there was a bull-looking thing. And right here I was just getting owned by a spear guy, but right there you can see that little bull-looking thing right there. That is an armored boar or armored pig or armored something. So what you can do to beat him, you can either run him into the fire, you can see around there, which is not as easy as it sounds, or there's another strategy. You can lead him back here where he decides to turn around and then do a plunging attack. To do a plunging attack, you press forward and the strong attack at the same time. I'm two-handing my weapon so I do more damage. And the thing about that is he is weak to plunging attacks. Like when you hit an armored pig, typically your sword will just bounce off, but this move will follow through, and it does a really good amount of damage. So you just do that to him a few times. Right there, I just missed. So this is a way you can do it. Just kind of messing around with him right now, just taking a while, you know. And this enemy does not respawn as well, so once he's dead, he's dead. You don't have to worry about him anymore. So sometimes he can run at you, but you just gotta be careful. Sorry it took me so long to kill him. It's just he can be kind of a pain, and I just wanted him out of the way, just showing y'all how to take him out. So I killed all the hollows over here in the boar. So heading up these stairs here, you encounter a spear guy and 2 crossbow guys. I would recommend taking out the crossbow guys first, because if you're trying to take out the spear guy, the crossbow guys can shoot you, and it's kind of a pain. So, and I'm just failing parries again, failing parries. That's kind of what I do a lot. So, killing those guys, picking up the alluring skull. I've never actually used that. I think that has to do with luring people from other actual people, like getting them to invade you or something like that. That's what I would guess. I'm not totally sure. So, right here, killing another hollow, and you'll notice that drawbridge right there is lowered. You actually can open that later, or if you sprint towards it, you can actually get underneath it before it fully closes. This here is a trap. Anytime you see an enemy just running away from you, it's almost always a trap. So, just be careful of that. Right here, being stupid, just taking hits, but yeah, a bunch of hollows in it, so just be careful. That move, when I hit him, it should have staggered him. For some reason, it didn't. I'm not sure if it was a glitch or what, because these guys have no poise. Poise is what is used for not being staggered. For example, if you have a higher poise and you get hit by a sword, it's not like you're going to be knocked back a little bit. You're going to finish your attack if you're in the middle of your swing. But hollows have no poise. If they're in the middle of their swing and you hit them, they're just gonna stop their move altogether because they have no poise. Heavier armors give you more poise. The lighter armor you have, the less poise you get. I have a little poise, I believe, and there's also a ring you can get that boosts your poise. Poise is a really awesome thing, so just But as I was saying, hollows have no poise, so it should have staggered him, but it didn't for some reason. So just pointing that out, picking up Large Soul Lost Undead from the rafters. Actually, later in the game, you have to fight a bunch of enemies on rafters that maybe a little bigger than that, probably about twice the size as those. But if you fall, you die. So I'll probably die there in this walkthrough later. I don't know. I haven't got there yet, so it's pretty tricky. You just gotta watch your footing, and the hard part is you can't roll, and it's just So right here, traversing the white light, heading onwards, and right over here you encounter the first Balder Knight of the game. Balder Knights are pretty cool. Their swords are the Balder Balder side sword, excuse me, and they're pretty good. And a lot of people call them the Balder swag sword, I think. But anyways, to kill these guys, it's pretty simple. You can backstab them. In that situation, if you noticed, when he kind of raises his sword and points it at you like that, he's in a parrying position. That means if you attack him, he will try to parry you, and they're successful 100% if you attack during that. So to get out of that, you can either kick him or do a plunging attack. They can't parry those, so that's how you can deal with that. Right here, there's a spear guy. You can actually get by in the hallway that I show without staggering him. And I just showed right there, I demonstrated a way to kill the spear guy without parrying him for those who are having trouble. And right here, to the right is a spear guy, and to the left there is a Balder Knight. So I recommend you run towards the Balder Knight and take him out first. The spear guys are fairly slow, so what I do to take him out is just raise your shield block, and while he's staggered, just kind of hit him a few times with your weapon. The pike guy really shouldn't get to you unless you're fighting the Balder Knight really slowly. This spear guy was really getting on my nerves, because I was trying to demonstrate right here another way to kill him without parrying, but I was just kind of tired of him, so I decided to parry him anyways. So if you're having trouble with them, you can parry them, or you probably can get away from him because they're pretty slow. Or you can just keep attacking their shield, wait for them to attack you, block it, and then attack back. This part's kind of tricky. I totally forgot about the archer guy in the back. He hit me right there. I would recommend taking out him first because he's a huge pain. He hit me again, or I think he hit me again right there. But just going and killing him real quick just to get him out of the way. I'd recommend you take out him first. He is probably the biggest pain of these guys here. So taking him out, and those staircases lead to the Undead Church, and you can see the Bell of Awakening right there. And we're headed to the next bonfire, which is very close. There are no more enemies to the bonfire, and the bonfire is actually very close to the next blacksmith. So we're going to upgrade our weapons in the next episode and get ready to, in that episode, we will prepare to fight the Bell Gargoyles. So right here we hit the bonfire. Again, make sure to rest at it so you'll respawn there if you die. I also leveled up a little bit. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on my channel. This has been an IDrewMan production. And also check out some of the guys' channels that I post in the description. Their videos are pretty hilarious, and they're both trying to get their channels big. So just make sure to check them out. And I will see y'all next time when we prepare to take down the Bell Gargoyles.